What's up, everybody? TDPK Rush here with another Harpie deck profile. This is my Magical Hat Harpies. This is the current build I'm using. Unfortunately, just to get it out of the way, my dragons are not in the deck. I've been testing different builds without them, and they're much more consistent. Yeah, I love Dragon. He lets me get out the big eye of the Draco Sack, but I hate drawing him. I know you can discard him with Channeler, but it's just like first turn he's most often a dead draw, and there's other cards I'd rather have in my deck. So, alright, let's get the deck profile started. To top things off, I have the 3 Harpie Queens, of course, 3 Harpie Lady 1s, 3 Harpie Channelers, and 3 of the newest Harpie Dancer. You guys know all the other Harpies, but Harpie Dancer, the newest Harpie, came out in Joey's World. Let's see if I can get this to focus on her effects. Come on, there you go. Alright, you can see the effect there, but I guess I'll explain it. What I use her for is spot destruction with the field. And you can also pitch her with Channeler. She's also a hysteric party target. But what she does is, when she's on the field, you can bounce back another wind monster you control, and then normal summon another wind monster from your hand. Even with the field card, she's only 1400. She's a standing 1200. So what I'll do is I'll summon her, pop their back row. She cannot be bottomless because she's only 14. Make her run away, and then summon my Channeler. Or I can just basically use her as 2 MSTs. Summon her and then summon her again if I already have field advantage. So yeah, she's pretty good. Now I have the 2 monks. Let's get that dancer out of there. 2 summoner monks. He's always great. Pitch hysteric sign, just fantastic. And then 1 Geartown, or Gadgetron, or however people pronounce it. I just summon him off with Geartown. I'll explain the magical hats in a moment. On to spells, my 1-ofs, Book of Moon, and Elegant Egotist. Still only 1 Elegant Egotist because it's super searchable with sign. 2 Geartowns. I'll explain these in a moment. Only 2 Harpies Hunting Ground. I side deck the 3rd one. Too many fields, it gets very cloggy, and 2 just, it seems to work. It's been very smooth. And 3, of course, Hysteric Signs. Best card in the deck, in my opinion. It's just great. On to my giant trap lineup. Start off with 3 Magical Hats. What Magical Hats does, it's a very, very old card. Let's focus in on that for you guys that don't know. What it does is, during my opponent's battle phase, they don't even have to attack. If they enter battle phase, I can activate this. Not special summon, I can place 2 non-monsters from my deck onto the field face down, and target another one of my monsters and flip it face down. Or it doesn't even have to be fit. I could just have a monster set on the field already. Shuffle up the 3 cards, and then they redeclare their attacks. At the end of the battle phase, if I have any of those non-monsters left on my field, they get destroyed. Not sent to the graveyard, destroyed. So that gets, what I'll do is I'll activate that. Then they declare their attacks. Hopefully they don't hit my monster, but if they do, so be it. Normally I'll play out a Hysteric Sign and a Geartown onto the field. If they end up punching into either of those, I get the effect. If they don't punch them, I get the effect because they're destroyed by magical hats. So they'll end their battle phase, Geartown dies, I can special summon Gadgetron. Hysteric Sign dies, during the end phase, I search. So it speeds up the deck immensely, lets me basically mill my deck by 5. Because that's 2 cards out of the deck onto the field. And then Hysteric Sign pulls another 3 from my deck. Now I bumped it up to 3 Hysteric Parties. You might think it's cloggy, but even if I don't have anything in grave, I can just pitch something from my hand and it becomes a Call of the Haunted. It's just fantastic. I especially like doing that during end phase with the field on, and it effectively becomes an MST. Just activate during their end phase and then pop their back row and then play my turn. And this is also a win condition. It's basically a not broken return from a different dimension. It's fantastic. Wins games. And I main deck 2 Vanity's Emptiness because... Oh, get that out of there too. 2 Vanity's Emptiness because it's just great. I'll set up my field, establish whatever I need, flip up Vanities, and they pretty much lose unless they have the answer. 2 Mirror Force because the Harpies are rather weak. 2 Icarus attacks because I don't really care about my Harpies being in the grave because I run the 3 Historic Parties, and Icarus attack is just overpowered. That's why the guy went top 4 with Black Wings at ICS Toronto. And my one of Solemn Warning, Compulse, Bottomless, and Torrential. I don't think I have to explain these. So those are very, very, very heavy trap lineup. Next, onto the extra deck. It's over here. Sorry about that. Alright, I run 3 Lightning Chidoris, of course. Lightning Chidori is amazing. It's just summon. Oh, you have that set card there? Alright, that goes to the bottom of your deck. And then, you see that Draco Sack? Yeah, that goes back to the deck too. Great. 1 Phantasmal Dragon, because this has won me so many games. Because after they expend that Dark Hole, I just throw her on the field, and then it's a free 6,000 damage. She can't be targeted by attacks or card effects, and she can just attack directly. Very good card. 1 Utopia, 1 Roach. I want to cut these out, because they don't really do anything. Utopia is good if I'm losing, maybe an extra 1 turn. But they're both very slow. He doesn't stop dragons. If you guys have any ideas what I can replace these 2 with, let me know. Maybe an Abyss Dweller, I can get my hands on one. Diamond Direwolf, because everything is a wing beast. Well, almost everything. Maestroke, because he's fantastic. I want to get an ulti, but can't find it. Xerophine, because she negates everything and becomes a giant beatstick. Gemnite Pearl, he's just a nice beater. He gets over Stardust, gets over a lot of things. Cowboy, because he's funny. Burn 800 for game. Mraugeist, because I've been playing a lot of weird rogue decks, and they get a lot of effects when they're sent to the grave. So I'll just summon him or her. I can't really tell. I think it's a her. Her, yeah. Summon her and push him back into the deck. I also want to cut this, but I don't know what else to put in. Evil Swarm Ouroboros, because he is great. He actually won me a game against Exodia. Their hand was like loaded with cards, and they were gonna win next turn pretty much. He was a Hope for Escape build. So I played him, activated his effect to ditch a card from their hand, and I hit one of the Exodia pieces, and they lost immediately. And then I still do run the big eye and the Draco Sack. Partially because I side deck 2 Electric Virus. Partially because I can still summon them. If I have a, where is she? A Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon on the field, and I Hysteric Party into 2 Channelers. Phantasmal is a dragon, so the Channelers become level 7s, and I can play the big eye and the Draco Sack. I actually won a few games doing that as well, playing the big eye out of nowhere. Yep, it came out pretty good. Alright, now for side deck. I apologize for the shaky camera, my hand keeps hitting it. 2 Electric Virus, like I just said. Dragons are still a thing. I steal them, play Channeler, exceed with them, and they don't get them back. 2 DD Crows. Stops the dragon summons. It stops what why am I figuring it? Debris Dragon targets. Dragoonities, it stops Dragoonity targets. It's a pretty good card, actually. I'd never really used to run it, but it turned out pretty good. Oh, it stops JD summons, too, with the Light Sworn coming up. 2 Imperial Iron Walls for obvious reasons. Dragons, Spellbooks, Bujins, even though they're not really that big of a deck. Even though Mikazuchi just came out. They shut down a lot of stuff. 2 MSTs for spot destruction if my field cards aren't keeping up. 1 Hunting Ground. The 3rd Hunting Ground. In case I'm playing a field heavy deck. Spellbook. Meldoce. I'll just play this out. It's pretty good. 1 Mistake. I'm testing it right now. Because the only card I really search off of is Hysteric Sign. So if I flip this first turn against Spellbooks, they lose because they can't do anything. Flip against Dragons, their resources get depleted very fast. It's turned out pretty good so far. And then I have 2 Divine Wraths. I've been messing around with these too because I don't really care about pitching the card. I can pitch a Hysteric Sign. I was between these or Royal Decrees, but Royal Decrees, I don't feel like I need it that much because my deck is walking back row hate. But Divine Wrath has been alright so far. I can replace it. The 3rd Vanities, because it's Vanities. And then finish up 2 Maxis. I side these in almost every game, because all I play against is Dragons. If I drop the Maxi and get enough advantage, I can immediately push for game. Or stall for 1 turn, dump my hand, and then Hysteric Party for game. Because I have much more access to it than they do. And once Return for a Different Dimension gets banned, I'll be the only one that has access to something like that. Yeah, so Maxi is just Maxi. It's a very good card. Alright guys, that's it. You have any questions, comment, let me know below. If you have any advice, ways I can improve the deck, I am very open to constructive criticism. So yeah, let me know. Bye.